Yeah. No.
No, we should not.
No.
Oh, it says we've been live for 4 minutes.
No way.
I don't know.
It's up to you.
Uh,
It's your fault.
it is my fault.
You were the
Uh,
one in control, not me. Hello,
that is
everybody.
sorry, guys. Sorry, sorry, as my Canadian brethren would say. Sorry. Uh,
Sorry, sorry.
sorry. So sorry. Late and fucking gay. Says Spirit Junior. No
Hey,
intro.
Spirit.
God damn it, they noticed. They fucking noticed.
Oh, no.
No, they noticed. Um,
Yeah, we
let's
had to go low tech tonight. Sorry, everybody.
uh I'm using headphones that make it sound like Vicky is echoing like to all hell. That's how low tech we are. I we're so low tech, guys. I'm doing the unthinkable. I'm using a fucking Blue Yeti microphone. God damn it.
Oh, no.
I am using a USB microphone. Uh it is we even got the fucking StreamYards logo.
No,
That's how low tech we are, guys.
that's
It is
how
bad.
far we have sunk.
Reluctant pay pig. No. I can't even I can't even see the emoji. That's how fuck fucking hacks. They're calling us out. If there is no Yanafui intro, it doesn't matter. Continue, please, you bastards. Blue Yetis are 50% off now. How did I not know? I bought this for $100. What the fuck? Guys, we are streaming from Texas.
It's exciting.
I jumped on because it's so early. Was there an emergency?
Oh, no, no, no.
No. I
No
just
emergency,
decided to
just
stream early because I could. Did your lawyer Spectre advise you to cut the budget of this show? Oh God, no!
Oh, no.
You leave my lawyer Spectre
That was
out of
so
it.
painful.
You
That
son of a
hurt.
bitch. Dean Struggle Session Act 1. Welcome to StreamYards. No. At least how does the sound? I can't even hear myself talk. That's how bad this is. Welcome to Bottom of the Barrel. Welcome to Bottom of the Barrel. That should be the name of the show. Bottom of the Barrel. That's good.
That is a
Dang
good
it,
one.
I was watching something else. Go back. By all means, please go back. You sound crap, Dean. Oh God. Oh no. It's
It's not
it's
that
like
bad. It's not that bad.
it's literally the worst fear I've ever had.
It's sounding bad on stream.
Oh no, good listening with Audio Technica's M50s. Those are good headphones. Uh, somebody says let Preston win. Fuck that. Woo! Fuck that, man.
Fuck that shit.
Let the guy who sued me win. That's a
Hell
terrible
no.
take. Terrible take.
No.
Um,
Worst take ever.
worst take. Raptor is laughing at my pain.
Oh,
Is
that's all right. That's acceptable. Always laugh at Dean's pain.
Is Dean a sovereign citizen traveling, you say? Jesus Christ. That, God damn it. Okay, guys, so we have quite the show for you guys tonight. I have gone over none of it, other than Vicky's video that she made. And it's a really good video. Unfortunately for you guys are going to listen to 30 minutes straight of Vicky. I got to put it out there. That's up. That's up. It's
I'm
30
so
minutes.
sorry, everybody.
30 minutes of video Vicky straight, except for the good parts. Except for the good parts,
Where Dean talks.
where I talk because she clipped videos of mine.
I clipped almost every video that was entered into evidence in the Texas case.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
before we get into it, guys, let's just read the chat a little bit. We have a message from StreamYards. Live viewers' comments show up on StreamYards. This is an example. Click on a comment to show it on screen. Oh,
Yeah.
thank God StreamYards was here to tell me that because I had no idea how this worked. Woo, Dean finally came back from his Colombia trip, but I'm not back, as you guys heard. I am still very much in pain. Bad case of the sniffles. Me too last week. LOL. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
The sniffles. I am the law, says Akuma. Oh, this is gonna be epic. Epically terrible.
Oh, it's gonna
Epically terrible. If
Hey,
Ethan
you
and
said my
Preston
video was good.
epically
Sorry.
terrible. If if Ethan and Preston die for mutual content, we all win. One could only hope. Unfortunately, I don't think either will happen. No, that was mean. Don't wish death. Don't definitely don't wish anybody gets shot. That is lore you guys will hear
It
about
is
in the video
lore.
if you don't know about it already. Hail Dean and Vicky. Hail Henry
Hello,
Bennett.
Henry Bennett.
On time indeed. That is not what happened. That is
No.
that is hmm.
No.
I prefer V and D AI runs it. I think ruins it. Streams late. Somehow this is Vicky's fault. Okay, so to be fair, it was both of our fault.
It was kind of both. Well, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say it was necessarily Vicky's fault. It was we scheduled this through StreamYards, but Vicky scheduled it through StreamYards on her end on the account. But when I logged into StreamYards on the account, I
It
couldn't
wasn't there.
access it. Yeah, so we
Yeah.
had a
We
bit
had to
of a hard
famigal.
time. Yeah. We
Yeah.
eventually got it, unfortunately for you guys. Uh late
And we
and
don't
Gat late and Gat Hanzo. Gat Hanzo. God damn it, is Dean still
all
not
night.
back from getting that booger sugar? No, I'm back. I got it. Uh no need to apologize, Dean. We know it's Vicky's fault. Mike of the Pores indeed. Mike of the Pores indeed. Um I think that's pretty much it, guys. Another lie, James Hurley. Dean and Vicky, thoughts on Ethan praising the grape scene in Joker 2? It's fucked up.
I
Uh,
haven't seen Joker 2, so I can't comment.
I heard it sucked,
Yeah, I heard it sucked.
which is very unfortunate. The first one was pretty good.
And not from the usual everything sucks crowd either, so.
Yeah, I heard it from Cosmonaut Quickie, who's a really good YouTuber. I suggest their content. It's really good. I like the guy's criticisms. Um, he's not part of the grip sphere. Nothing bad could happen if you read this out loud. I'll let the chat read that
Chat
out
do it
loud.
themselves.
um, who normal watching CG Kings? Movie is trash. Every normie is trashing it too. Well, there you go, guys.
It's funny is
Emily,
I don't even pay attention to who's streaming anymore and what, and it's just like, "Oh, I didn't even think about the Kings streaming tonight."
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, checkpoints here. He says spoilers. No spoilers. I didn't see it.
Yeah, so
I was still reading, darn it. Okay, here, let me put it back on screen. I actually finally read it. I just didn't even read it. Preston Poulter. Oh. Oh no. Oh
Yeah.
no.
No. No.
Oh no. Are you
Yeah.
trying to get me sued again, you motherfucker? uh, oh no. Don't say that. You posted it. You posted it. I do not agree. I think he's a sick fuck.
Disavow.
Uh, disavow everything he's ever done. Um, but anyways, woo. All right, guys, let's go ahead and we're gonna watch. Yes, I said we're gonna watch Vicky's video. And I see right at the start, guys, it already says child pornography and pedophile right there.
Right
Jesus Christ.
there.
What a way to start a video.
I decided to dive right in.
All right, guys. I think the best way to do this is to just watch the video straight. I don't think there's really much need for me or Vicky to intervene in the video.
No.
Um, and I want to put you guys through 30 minutes straight of Vicky. Because I love you guys.
And he wants to rip me of all the views. I'm just kidding. Hello and welcome. I do not use algorithm dodging euphemisms, and I don't censor words in order to appease social media or to help create a safe space. With that said, let's get on with the video. How does a trademark dispute by a guy who used to do amateur pornography become a lawsuit filed against the titular head of an indie comic movement over lolicon? I'll tell you about it. He sued me too.
It's a legal thing, and it's not even my real name. Oh, cease and desist. Ooh, Vicky, you're mentioned. I can already see that.
For the last 4 years, I have been streaming with Dean Asif, whose channel is DA Talks.
Okay, I said we weren't going to interrupt, but for the last 4 years, Vicky's been streaming with somebody and she doesn't even know how to pronounce their last name. I just want to point that out. Terrible co-host.
I am. I'm awful.
Yeah, it's a soft. Thank you, you son of a bitch. We
do a
got 1 whole
mostly
minute in,
weekly
you're right.
live stream that covers the goings-on in a small corner of indie comics called Comicsgate. We talk about the infighting, late crowd funds, sexual blackmail. Recently, we added a registered sex offender in the community. Everything one could possibly expect from a fandom dedicated to comic books. In March of 2021, Dean uploaded a video to his YouTube channel about a pair of comic writers, Preston Poulter and his friend John Lamont.
That member is John T. Lamont. John and Preston met when they were both living in Los Angeles. Lamont runs a 3D production company known as Optical Illusion Studios. John first appeared on Preston's channel with a script for an adult comic book called Blood Feud. John wrote Blood Feud and has been given advice from Preston on how to market it. The comic itself is, in my opinion, fucking disgusting. It appears to be nothing more than lolly smut mixed with vampires. This isn't the only lolly comic John Lamont has produced. His latest comic features this character named Lolita. Very subtle. After doing some digging with my co-host, we stumbled upon some disturbing findings from John, which we will discuss in a follow-up stream, which will be announced later in the week.
John Lamont is a self-professed lolicon who at that time was working on a comic book entitled The Demonatrix. Rough plot. 17-year-old girl is possessed by a 20,000-year-old demon named Lolita, because of course she is. Emmy, now possessed by Lolita, murders her father and best friend after discovering them doing things grown men shouldn't be doing with minors. The rest of the book is a gore fest of drugs, sex, and violence, all involving the underage female protagonist. After Dean's video was released, Poulter announced his plans to publish John Lamont's book under Poulter's Comicsgate trademark, a mark he had never owned.
Look, we're going to keep this going as long as we can. I've got a big announcement. The book you guys are freaking out about, The Demonatrix, is going to be an official Comicsgate trademark. I'm announcing that right here on the show, and I got another big announcement.
This was all occurring against the backdrop of a trademark lawsuit for the Comicsgate mark brought by Preston Poulter against Ethan Van Sciver. Poulter and Van Sciver had been at odds for over a year due to Van Sciver's refusal to promote Poulter on his YouTube channel.
Well, you know what? Here's the wonderful thing about that. Preston would have been on my show had he not been asking me in between Christmas and New Year's when I wasn't live streaming at all. He badgered me every single day between December 26th and like January 2nd. Am I going to be on your show? Help me, Obi-Wan Can Ethan. You're my only hope. You know, all these weird gay messages. And I wasn't live streaming. I was busy, you know, being with my family and playing video games. And
as punishment for stealing this trademark, you are sentenced to owning this trademark.
and having a good holiday. If he had just waited like a fucking normal person, he might have ended up on the show and history could have been different. I'm kind of glad that it wasn't. I guess I'm kind of glad that things went the way that they went.
Yeah, I mean, knowing who he is now.
Yeah, there's just a lot of weirdos. There's just an awful lot of weirdos in indie comics. And, obviously Slick Jimmy was one of them. I remember seeing
that friction became a full-blown blaze when amateur pornography of Preston Poulter was discovered.
No, okay. Preston didn't win. That was just a joke of, yeah.
By a member of the Comicsgate community, and Poulter blamed Van Sciver for his public humiliation. I have more detailed videos regarding the trademark dispute on my channel, but here are the basics up to April of 2021. Back in 2018, a Comicsgater named Antonio Malpica applied for the Comicsgate trademark. When it appeared as if the application would die due to lack of use, Preston Poulter applied for the same mark.
Oh, hi. You just caught me reading up on trademark law. Speaking of trademark law, let's talk about Comicsgate. Trademark law works. So, I have, as you probably aware, or if not, Bleeding Cool article. I can't put a link in the info card. It's a link in the description of Bleeding Cool article. The federal government has recognized that I, Preston Poulter, DBA Pocket Jacks Comics, through my corporation Common Sense Press Incorporated, have been granted the trademark of Comicsgate in regards to comic books. I have also applied for a certification trademark, meaning I will be able to certify who gets to call their comic books Comicsgate, and those that I deem worthy will get this logo to put on their books, and that way you know it's certified Comicsgate. So there we go, folks. Comicsgate is under new management. That in order to challenge my claim, you have to have a claim. No, Preston, you don't own the trademark to Comicsgate because I do.
And that is what happened. Despite Poulter's claim of being, quote, granted the trademark, in actuality, all he had done was applied for it. Poulter's application was rejected. The United States Patent and Trademark Office awarded the mark to Malpica. Poulter started using the mark anyway, and in October of 2020 initiated cancellation proceedings with the USPTO's Trademark Trials and Appeals Board. In April of 2021, Malpica gave the mark to Van Sciver, and he was joined or brought into the cancellation proceedings, and he became the registered owner of the Comicsgate trademark. On April 25th, 2021, a few days after he was given ownership of the trademark, Van Sciver was in the chat of Deans and Mine livestream while we discussed this ruling by the USPTO. We invited him onto the stream to comment, and that decision took the three of us on a journey of lawsuits for libel and defamation. I'm not a lawyer, but I imagine it's going to cause, it's going to be a lengthy process and wasn't just as easy as Ethan filing for the trademark with the USTPO. Just my guess. The way all that shit works, and Preston is litigious as fuck. He admits it. He's proud of it. But yeah, I'd like to see Ethan get it. I mean, Jesus Christ. Once he decided to slap the Comicsgate TM on that Demonatrix lolly porn comic of Lamont.
That thing's fucking gross.
Just gross. I mean, I think, and I mean, Ethan's in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, that, that may have been part of why when Romano said, hey, I got this lawyer here who's already filed this paperwork. Are you finally willing to do it? That he may have said, yeah. Who wants what they've been building up for 3 years to be suddenly attached to that grossness?
Yeah, it's a pretty big dick move, but I'm pretty sure that's why Preston did it, was to tie CG in with
Well, he did it because he was pissed at us.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I am under the impression that it's going to be pretty much a walk in the park, and not only that, what Preston did was actually illegal. It's Vicky, it's literally fraud. You're going to love this. He does not have a claim to the term Comicsgate, and so what he did was fraudulent, and I could sue him for it if I wanted to. I don't know what's going to happen. I understand it takes 3 months for the trademark to officially become mine, but from what I understand, it's a layup. It's basically a layup, and this attorney's really, really good. His opinion, he wrote a 10-page opinion on why it's mine.
I did read that.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
Yeah. I thought it was interesting. It was very detailed. I mean, geez.
Is it just me, or does Vicky sound like she didn't actually read it?
I had read it.
Sure.
I had read it.
It's like I read it.
It was very
What did you think of it?
It was all like it was all in
interesting
legalese, and it was all about. I did a video about it. We watched it.
It was interesting and detailed. Were her responses?
Yeah, it was. It was a.
If it was detailed, why didn't you mention a single detail, Vicky? Exposed.
It was a lot of legal shit. It was a lot of legal jargon that I didn't quite understand.
Of course it was. It was it was written by a lawyer, Vicky. The one detail you were able to give was it was a lot of legal stuff. You're not looking any better, Vicky. No.
I can't imagine how much research that I was right about Robert how long it was going to take. An attorney for him to write that must have been insane.
Right.
But
all of this seems like a weird gay trap anyway. It's like, well, I can trick Ethan into claiming Comicsgate, and then I can say Ethan thinks he owns Comicsgate. I get it. This isn't 2017 anymore. It's not 2018. It's pretty stupid. I've got the word Comicsgate on my baseball cap. I intend to continue to put Comicsgate on merchandise as I want, as I wish. You know, I don't think anybody's going to be attitudinal about it. I just don't think anybody is going to get very upset and think that I'm, you know, co-opting a movement. All of those accusations have already been made and put into play, and they amounted to nothing. So I don't want Preston to make child pornography and put Comicsgate on the label. You know what I mean?
That was a pretty fucking gross move.
Especially
Yeah.
right now, you know, at this point, one of his pals, Slick Jimmy, outed as an actual, you know, child pornographer, pedophile. You know, it's like this now is not a good time for that bullshit. So yeah,
What
let's.
did you well, that's actually interesting you bring that up. What did you think, if you knew at all, about him trying to push Slick Jimmy off on you and Comicsgate?
Oh well, it's typical, you know. Slick Jimmy of Lethal, Little Girl Lethal, I think appeared on one of my live streams or two of my live streams in 2018, when basically my live stream was an open door to anyone who had a small press comic that they wanted funded. You know, we had
Well, I
like
mean, anybody but Preston.
yeah, Preston. Well, you know what?
Preston Poulter of Pocket Jacks Comics and John Lamont of Optical Illusion Studios filed a complaint in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Texas on May 21, 2021, against Dean Assif, Ethan Van Sciver, and me, Victoria Kundert. We were being sued to the tune of nearly $750,000 for defamation, slander per se, and something called cyber libel. Dean and I were being sued for calling John Lamont a pedophile, and Ethan was being sued for calling Preston Poulter a child pornographer. Dean did say that, in his opinion, based upon John Lamont's lolicon-oriented DeviantArt account, a Mastodon account that followed an account with posts containing hashtags like nude and teen, and art from his comics, that John Lamont was a non-offending pedophile.
So then John says, Psst, don't tell anyone, especially Dean, but I have a whole favorites group on my DeviantArt page. I already knew because I did my research before talking about this guy's fucking fetish.
Yeah, we already saw all that.
Because I wanted to make sure that I don't falsely call this guy, you know, a fucking lolly fucking comic creator. But now even worse, I will not worse, but factual. Now even it's worse. The situation is worse, but it's factual pedophile. So yeah, like I already knew about this. And like once again, like now it's naked lollies, right? And the cope of these people in this Discord. So we have hashtag selfies, hashtag amateur, hashtag NSFW, hashtag cell phone. That's a hashtag that people do. And then we have hashtag teen, hashtag girl, hashtag nude. Now,
I was being sued for calling John Lamont a pedophile, despite my not being quoted as doing so in the complaint. Ethan stated that he planned on protecting his trademark and wouldn't allow it to be used on child porn by the likes of Preston Poulter. I'll skip the legal details because one lawsuit per video is enough. The case jacket is available online, and I'll leave the case number in the description if you're interested. But the end result of that federal civil suit was Ethan Van Sciver was the first to be dismissed for jurisdiction. Unfortunately for Dean, he ended up in a courtroom in Texas in 2023. Neither Poulter nor John Lamont received monetary damages. Instead, they had to settle for an apology for hurting their feelings from Dean and the takedown of 2 YouTube videos from his DA Talks channel. Mr. Asaf is going to read his statement into the record.
Okay, in
And then-
exchange, obviously, for the statement, plaintiffs agreed to dismiss their claims against him. Okay, and then everybody walks away paying their own expenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's correct. Okay. Yes. Go ahead. And here's the statement, guys. The statement, which is me caving in and giving in on several occasions in 2021, I called John Lamont a pedophile and stated he should be shot. I also questioned why Preston Poulter was publishing John Lamont's art, which I considered child pornography. I admit these statements were careless. I realized that my statements caused Lamont and Poulter pain. I'm sorry. I will take down my videos containing those statements.
While the case in Texas against Dean was still going on and the trademark cancellation was still winding its way through the USPTO's trademark trials and appeals board, a path that included a reexamination of Van Sciver's trademark initiated by Preston Poulter, a reexamination that was decided in Van Sciver's favor. Preston Poulter and John Lamont filed yet another civil complaint against Ethan Van Sciver in New Jersey Superior.
Okay. I do have to point out one statement. Dean, bend the knee. In actuality, all that statement said was, I called John Lamont a pedophile, and it was my opinion.
And the
Which
opinion
is-
part was written in by Poulter's attorney.
Which is literally what I've said from the start when I got sued. That was my defense, which I considered to be
A good one.
child porn. It literally just said, this is my opinion, which was my defense.
And they had a difference of opinion. That was it. For your court for compensatory and punitive damages in amount to be determined. Once again, according to Preston Poulter, he was defamed by Van Sciver, claiming Van Sciver accused him of being a child pornographer. And by extension, even though Van Sciver probably still doesn't know who John Lamont is, Van Sciver was calling John Lamont a pedophile. In New Jersey, defamation requires 1, a false statement of fact. 2, that false statement must be made to a third party. 3, it hurts your reputation or causes people to want nothing to do with you. And 4, negligence or malice, depending on whether someone's a public figure or not. There is a standard for falsity, which is whether something is true or not, and that's content, verifiability, and context. I've shown you the content of Van Sciver's remarks. That verifiability comes down to whether or not what Ethan said was an opinion, and if a reasonable listener took his statement as fact. Did anyone watching the live stream think Ethan was referring to actual child pornography or to John Lamont's 3D rendered illustrated comic book? During Dean's trial in Texas, Poulter and John Lamont never offered any witness who watched the stream and believed John Lamont was a pedophile. From the publicly available evidence in this case, Poulter still doesn't seem to appear to have any witness who watched the stream believed that Preston Poulter was engaged in illegal child pornography and refused to do business with him because of that. Part of Poulter's argument is that lolicon cannot be called child pornography. Lolicon is animated pictures of small children engaged in sexual acts. It's named for the Nabokov novel Lolita, which is about a man's sexual obsession with a 12-year-old girl. a provision of the Child Pornography Prevention Act back in 1996, signed into law by Bill Clinton, made virtual child pornography illegal. That provision was struck down by the Supreme Court in Ashcroft versus Free Speech Coalition. In the opinion written by Justice Kennedy, it was pointed out that child pornography is speech, but the reason it is illegal is because of the horrific, untold damage done to real children by the people engaged in the illegal acts needed to produce it. Virtual child porn is not the product of actual child sexual abuse and falls under protected speech. The Supreme Court did not remove our ability to have an opinion on whether or not animated child pornography is pornographic. So the question is, was Ethan expressing an opinion based on Poulter publishing John Lamont's book with this cover, which was shown moments before Ethan made his supposedly defamatory remarks, a cover with art of little girls in a state of undress, commissioned by John Lamont, that contained Preston Poulter's use of Van Sciver's Comicsgate trademark? In a reply to Van Sciver's motion for summary judgment, Poulter's attorney states, here, Van Sciver accused Lamont and Poulter of making and distributing child pornography in the form of a comic book. Furthermore, even if it had been published, Van Sciver would easily have learned that comic books cannot, as a matter of law, be child pornography. To me, Van Sciver's lawyer is arguing that Ethan is very well aware of the distinction. Poulter's lawyer made Van Sciver's point for him. If Ethan Van Sciver is accusing Preston Poulter and John Lamont of making animated child pornography, then he's not accusing them of making actual child porn. Poulter is also suing for defamation per se, meaning that what Van Sciver said was so egregious and damaging that damages are just presumed. And what qualifies for defamation per se? Falsely stating someone committed a crime, saying someone has a loathsome disease, accusing someone of sexual misconduct. But once again, Poulter has to get past whether or not Ethan was stating an opinion or fact and how ordinary people would take it. The other counts are simply variations of the same theme: business slander, slander and libel with actual malice, negligent slander and libel, false light, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. According to Poulter's and John Lamont's complaint, quote, Van Sciver's knowingly false accusations regarding plaintiffs producing being associated with material that Van Sciver termed child pornography were the direct and proximate cause of plaintiff Poulter's emotional distress, end quote. This is the basis for Poulter's claim of intentional infliction of emotional distress. The problem with this argument is the timeline of events. Preston Poulter very much knew about the contents of John Lamont's Demonatrix. John Lamont introduced the script in October of 2020 on Preston Poulter's weekly live stream, where it became a regular read.
All right, John, let's see. We got the Demonatrix.
Yes.
Tell us about the Demonatrix. So last time, what happened? I remember she was she had a certain attitude about her. Refresh our memory. What happened last time?
Previously on the Demonatrix, Emmy
Right.
Riley, upon discovering her evangelical father's affair with her 16-year-old best friend,
No, he did. Oh, wait, that's right. I remember. Yeah, the blowjob out of nowhere. Yeah.
After they had sex only a few pages before.
Right. The very plot convenient blowjob. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I needed things to happen as quickly as possible.
You needed it to happen right there. Therefore,
she decided to get back at him by reading old lore books on summoning demons. And while on a church youth camping trip, she stumbles upon them in the act.
Why did the geologist in Prometheus get lost in the spaceship when he had GPS tracking? Because the plot demanded it.
Yes.
Anyway,
she gets around the corner and mild amusement turns to rage.
Right. She Yes, when she sees Jasmine on her knees.
Yes.
Emmy grabs her book, storms around the corner, finding Jasmine giving oral sex to Bruce. He spots her first. Preston, you're Emmy.
Okay. All right.
So I guess, Larry, you can be Bruce and...
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Bruce abruptly pushes Jasmine away, pulling up his pants.
Emmy, honey, this isn't what it looks like.
Emmy throws the book at Bruce, hitting him on the head. It falls to the ground, capturing his attention. And then one of you guys can do Jasmine.
I'm Emmy.
So, Bruce, Larry, do
Yeah.
Jasmine.
Emmy, let me explain. Your father and I love each other. God had our lives cross.
You're 16.
Emmy's rage flares. She slugs Jasmine, closed fist, breaking her nose and dropping her to the ground. Bruce picks up.
It's really funny to me. I don't know how you feel about this, Vicky, but it's really funny to me that like even Lamont's own characters know how wrong.
How wrong it is. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like, no, this stuff's normal. Yet the own characters in his book are like, this shit's fucked up.
Yeah, even the one that goes on the murder spree is just like, this shit's fucked up.
Hmm.
Up the book.
What is this? Witchcraft? You would commit an abomination against God and risk damning your soul to hell?
God should be capitalized. I'd rather spend an eternity in hell than one moment in heaven with you.
Emmy outstretches her arm.
Ortum.
The script was not only read aloud by the participants, critique and suggestions were given to John. Thank you very much, Bubble Tap.
Top 5 months being a Bacon supporter. Thank you so much, Bubba Fett.
Lamont. John Lamont posted promotional tweets in Poulter's Discord. Dean uploaded his first video about John Lamont on February 25th, 2021. We did a follow-up live stream on February 28th. Poulter responded with his own video on March 5th, where he announced that he would publish John Lamont's Demonatrix and that John Lamont, and by extension Poulter, were moving up the campaign to kind of coincide with all of this attention.
Hello, everybody. This is Preston Poulter here with Pocket Jacks Comics. It has been an action-packed week. Look, we're going to keep this going as long as we can. I've got a big announcement. The book you guys are freaking out about, the Demonatrix, is going to be an official Comicsgate trademark. I'm announcing that right here on the show. And I got another big announcement. John's thrilled, by the way. He's like, wow. But people have asked, like, is John all right? And yeah, he's doing fine. He is very excited about all the attention that the campaign is getting. He's moving up the campaign to kind of coincide with all this attention. I'm going to see if I can get it going. And, Danny was like, if you can make that an official Comicsgate book, I will back it. And you know what that means, folks? That means we are getting SJWs to buy Comicsgate brand books. If Demonatrix is normalizing anything, it's normalizing Comicsgate. You're welcome. That's my gift to you. And appreciation for all this effort that you're putting in to me. I think this is our wonderful partnership, and I'm really glad to be a part of it. There's a lot of pearl clutching at a cancel party. It is the fundamental activity that really keeps that energy going. And then Sunday, Pièce de Resistance. Sunday, they unveiled the big one. I'm just going to let them hear for it. All right. There's been some quibbling. There's what you're going to hear are specific allegations, strangely enough, that John Lamont is a pedophile. I did not see this one coming. That was a surprise.
The failed 24-hour Kickstarter for the book was canceled well over a month prior to Ethan's appearance on our live stream. Ethan Van Sciver is not responsible for Preston Poulter injecting himself into the production of or the drama surrounding John Lamont's comic. Compensatory damages, or in other words, actual monetary damage loss, that Poulter and John Lamont claim to have suffered are, in the words of their attorney in Texas, the weakest part of their case. We can see when we get to them. We think they're clearly about our guys. Now, there's two.
And you have some proof on damages?
Your Honor, you see where I was going. I was going to say there's two kinds of complicated issues. One of them is whether they're private individuals or public figures. We think they're private individuals, clearly under the definition of the law. We'll get into that more later. Now, damages, I'll be frank with you, Judge.
This was the best part.
That
I
is
still love that bit.
part of our case. We got evidence for it. We've got, the fact that they have lost business relationships because all this stuff is out there and people don't know who to side with. They've had to take off time to deal with this stuff. And, when this case started, I'll be honest with you, Judge. When this case started, we thought the damages were going to be a lot higher. And as things happened, they weren't as high as we thought they were going to be. Poulter has continued to have a table at numerous conventions per year, yet he claims that he has to hire.
Everybody, please say hello to my lawyer in the chat, Spectre.
Hello, Spectre.
That is my numero uno lawyer. What's going on there, Det?
What a load of people freaking out over nothing. Hey, Tristan. Charity to attend conventions because of fears for his safety. He claims that he requires weekly mental health care. John Lamont declared that he has suffered from weight gain and anxiety, and neither of them produced any invoices for these services during the Texas lawsuit. Lamont's Kickstarter for Demonatrix was canceled and was already available on Drive-Thru Comics weeks before Ethan's remarks. Lamont has gone on to have
Pause for just a second.
successfully funded campaigns. Okay, so
Yeah, Spectre is still more successful than Nick Rekieta at
That's funny. I want to point this table out here real quick. So this screenshot that I used for this video is actually plaintiff's exhibit from your lawsuit, Dean. This isn't this is actually a table that Dean included in a filing in his court case that they swiped and tried to use to prove that they weren't making any money.
That
Sorry.
is beautiful.
That's how lazy and bad this lawyering was. Anyway, each earning more than the last. And Poulter also claims to have lost revenue on Kickstarter, but had his highest grossing Kickstarter campaign in the months following his filing of the Texas lawsuit back in 2021. Ethan Van Sciver is countersuing Preston Poulter for malicious use of process, trademark counterfeiting, trademark infringement, and false designation of origin. If Poulter is found guilty of trademark counterfeiting, the damages are laid out in the law. Van Sciver could be awarded between $200,000 and $2 million plus attorney's fees. Van Sciver is also demanding the destruction of any comics Poulter has in his possession that have the trademark Poulter put on them. This saga that started on a live stream over 3 years ago when Ethan Van Sciver, Dean, and I were discussing Ethan becoming the registered owner of the Comicsgate trademark is almost over. After multiple extensions requested by the plaintiffs, a motion for summary judgment filed by the defendant, and what must have been a last-minute request to reschedule the trial, Preston Poulter versus Ethan Van Sciver is finally scheduled for October the 15th, 2024. John Lamont, the catalyst for this entire exercise, was dismissed from the lawsuit by the judge. But it was never about John Lamont.
And let's look at these related videos, we got Xander Hall, who's live right now. He's sometimes in our chats. Wow, he's got 242 watchers. We got
Yeah.
85. What the fuck? Busta Rhymes featuring Eminem. I'll hurt you. I like that song. That was probably me.
I never use this.
Live Major Hurricane. I have no idea what that's about. This
Yes,
live
there's a
stream.
hurricane about to hit Florida, Milton, apparently.
It says
Sorry.
20 people waiting. Let's tune in.
Apparently.
It says
Sorry.
20 people waiting. Let's tune
Yeah,
in.
thanks, Steve.
Okay, we're not
Thank
going to do that. Anyways. Losing to Xander Hall, disgusting. That's fucked up. That is fucked up. Well, that's going to be it for this stream, folks. No, I'm joking. I'm totally joking. Oh, what's up, Kate?
Hi, Kate. How are you? Oh, God. But yeah, that when I first started the video, I didn't think it would be quite as ambitious as it turned out to be. And then it just kept like growing and growing. And then they had the settlement conference today. And I wanted to get it finished and out before the settlement conference because it was unscheduled. It was scheduled yesterday by the court after everybody filed their pretrial motions and stuff. And which I'm actually not surprised at all that the judge didn't want to wait until before the trial to rule on some of the stuff, or at least be like, yo, there's something fucking really wrong here, and this shouldn't even see a jury. Which
Yeah.
which is actually what I lean towards. I know that sounds kind of horrible. But so Preston had filed first his pre-trial memo. And what that is it's they discuss some issue, they discuss issues that are still left. And let me pull it up here while you talk.
Yes, we have Hen in the chat. Good to see you. She says, great video, Vicky.
Thank you very much.
We have Spectre saying, oh, wait, that was in response to something Hen was saying. I'm not going to read things that are private conversations. You guys stay on fucking stay on track. Stay on track. Tiny Trailer Patrick, how's that Lincoln Log Cabin going? Patrick says, Dean. Patrick. Perth is in the chat. He says, hi, Hen. Hi, Angela. Fuck you, Dean, I guess. He didn't say that, but he might as well have. Piece of shit.
So this is the pretrial memo from Preston's attorney. I'm sorry, I'm doing this on a laptop, so I kind of got to flip back and forth. I wasn't even sure if I'd started sharing it yet. It's been a long time since I've had to run StreamYards. And so his witnesses were still just Preston, John Lamont, Ethan Van Sciver, with these experts, Santoro and Dr. Spiegel. Santoro is a security expert that Preston had hired. They presented a report as part of the Dean's trial in Texas. Let me see if I can find that one. I'm just going to try and flip to it and see what happens. Oh, maybe I didn't pull it up.
Wow.
There it is, right there. Is it sharing? I can't see. Anyway,
Yes.
so this is the interbrief.org. Dear Mr. Mattson, that is the lawyer in Texas. He probably won't get paid either. Thank you for the opportunity to assist you. The requested scope of work for which I was retained was to perform a security vulnerability needs assessment, including providing estimated costs of a conceptual security plan for the protection of Mr. Preston Poulter and Mr. John T. Lamont, who were falsely labeled as pedophiles and child pornographers by Ethan Van Sciver. Anybody know what's missing? Like, they didn't even tell the guy the whole thing, right? So this is just based on everything for the New Jersey case. They submitted it in Texas, but apparently, whatever. So he goes on to suggest that what he needs is where is it? The security program, which is recommended for the protection of Preston Poulter and John Lamont, include the following components: a residential targeting, hardening, and physical protective system, 24-hour residential armed executive protection specialist, traveling armed executive protection specialist, and an armed countermeasures trained driver. The occupational armed executive protection specialist for all trade shows, appearances, and events. This is also would also include CCTV systems for their homes, on-site security company, and on-site security company. So I guess they're supposed to build little gatehouses or something in front of their homes. But yeah, it was a whopping, what was the cost? Oh, just for the executive specialist per day would be like $600. It was immense. The cost of all of this, $14,000 for the alarm system, special security doors and windows. So yeah, that was their security specialist. And this, might as well. But
I just
Fine.
wanted to, can we take a quick break from this?
yes.
Okay. So we got Cherry in the chat. Now, Vicky, I don't know if you've heard about this,
Mhm.
but Rosetta now apparently has Tourette's.
Yes, I have heard that.
And she was at a comedy show doing her now Tourette's thing. And Cherry was in the chat or in the chat of the video, and he was like, because I guess it was uploaded to YouTube, and he was like, this bitch is faking it.
Oof.
And
That's
so
just
now
horrible.
well, she is faking it. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
She goes, penis juice.
Gross. Gross,
No,
Dean. That was just disgusting.
But that's what
There's no need for that.
But that's
Wasn't the Preston porno enough? You had to say that too.
No, but that's what she says,
I know.
Vicky.
Sure. That's an odd one.
Penis juice. So now she okay, I get that it can occur later in life. But you guys don't know. For those of you that don't know, Rosetta, the albino Native American who can't work out because it has the opposite effect on her body.
She has Parkinson's.
Oh, she has Parkinson's too. Okay. Okay.
I like Rosetta. Sorry, everybody. I still like Rosetta.
Oh
know.
God. Okay, but
know.
anyway, so now she's doing live streams about this crazy stalker, Midnight Cherry. And
that is pretty funny though.
Parkinson's on delay. And so oh yeah, it's just a whole thing. And so she said she was yes, she also the bed sandwiches. The lore. The fucking
The lore is deep. The lore is
and
deep.
so now she's doing these videos talking about how Cherry tried to voodoo her death in. He tried to voodoo her death in because he you remember the 50 people who should have died before Testify HD video?
Yes, I do. That was a banger.
That was a fire video.
Yeah.
And she was mentioned in there. And so now I guess he tried to voodoo her death in because she was included in the 50 people who should have died before Testify HD.
I was relieved I didn't make the list. Sorry.
I wasn't. I thought you should have, but no, that was fucked up. That was fucked up. My favorite quote is her saying, "I'm some butterfly net shit." Penis juice. So, anyways.
Yeah, I am sorry. I've had my nose in editing software for the last like 4 days.
No, it's cool. I just heard about this the other day, or like 2 days ago. I think somebody was explaining what happened on a Raptor stream to me. And or maybe it was Wiggles or something. I don't know. I just know somebody explained what was happening, and then I saw some of her video where she was talking about how Cherry tried to voodoo her death. That's so good, though.
That is good. That is good.
Good job, Cherry. Cherry just
Yeah.
keeps coming up with like the best stuff. I mean, there was him getting clipped by Elisa Clips on Wiggles. That was good stuff, man. Like Cherry's always been like just really good. I remember one time with Cherry, I think this was the first time I talked to Cherry, and I think it was either the first time I talked to him or the first time on a live stream with him where he came on one of our streams. But he started burning Comicsgate books.
Yeah.
Always good stuff with Cherry, man.
Yeah. And here's some deep Cherry lore. Cherry lore, he used to do bumpers, make video bumpers for Work Campaign back in the day.
I didn't know that.
I know. Such a deep lore here.
But man, I got mentioned on Zayd Comics stream. That is cool, Hen. What is up,
Yeah.
Matt Barr? Good to see you, man. Always good
Hello,
to see
Matt.
you. It is good to see everybody. I'm surprised what a great turnout we're having because we haven't streamed in forever.
And we were early and late all at the same time.
Early and late.
Yeah,
Only
it was
we could do
weird.
that. Only we could do that.
I know.
I wish I was as famous as Daytime Lemon, though. Yeah, that's right. That's who got clipped by Lisa Clips. That's my bad. Your brother's Daytime Lemon Theater.
Daytime Lemon. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to your
All right.
thing. Sorry for the interruption.
That's okay. That's all right. So the other expert he has here is this Dr. Spiegel. Now, it was not in any of the current filings. I take that back. Spiegel's report was actually tucked in to a 79-page response to Ethan's motion for summary judgment. The second strip mall lawyer, Mr. Singh, included it. Hold on, I'm gonna cough. Hold on. Sorry.
Guys, she's
So we
gonna cough.
I'm sorry, I had to mute. So we actually already have the forensic guy's report. He explained the purpose of the evaluation to Mr. Poulter. He gave consent to proceed. So we get to the case context. This is the only time he's ever spoken with Preston. He only knows what Preston has shared with him about anything. He's never seen any psychiatric records, nothing. This is literally this could have been a Zoom meeting for all I know. Preston Poulter is a creative director and writer in the independent comic book industry. He described that he produced but did not author a comic book that received negative comments from some people in the industry, including that the main female character appeared to be very young. Well, yeah. These persons then stated they believed that Mr. Poulter had produced child pornography and described him as a pedophile. Mr. Poulter then described these persons began to attack his character on various internet broadcasts. According to Mr. Poulter, that one of them wanted him brigaded and for them to do a deep dive into his life. That's actually, I think, what a little bit of what Preston's trying to push here is an old video clip. When Ethan did request people, if they saw anything from Poulter, to send it his way, because it was when Preston had reported Cecil's comic to Indiegogo, that cash grab for the Dirtworm Doug ash can, and he reported it to Indiegogo. And what Ethan was asking about in the full clip is for the information about Preston going after Cecil. Right. But yeah, so Preston's hung his hat on that phrase for a really, really long time. See if we get to the history. So he's 50, raised in Dallas, got married, moved to LA, had a baby, they got divorced, then he married Abby, they got divorced. Preston Poulter is a 50-year-old white male who appeared his stated age and was casually dressed and appropriately groomed for his interviews. His behavior was generally appropriate throughout the interview process, with an appropriate range of emotional responses given the circumstances. When he recounted specifics of the allegations and the videos, as noted in the documents reviewed were clips. They weren't actually like the full streams or full videos. And all of the clips.
Wait. 1 second. Kirk Gathering Sticks says Dale Keown is 70. He simps for a 34-year-old crack hoe.
Yes.
Is Mandy 34?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
At least 34. Yeah.
She's aged terribly.
They've all aged terribly. When I was doing this video today, I had this really old video of Poulter's. And man, he's aged incredibly much in the last few years. Ethan, Mandy, all of them.
Yeah,
I don't know if
really...
it's because I don't know if it's because they just all spend so much time behind a fucking computer. I have no idea.
I thought she was like 45.
She could be, maybe. No, I think she's somewhere in like her mid to late 30s. I don't think she's in her 40s yet.
34, not far off the glue factory then.
So she has a kid that's what? Maybe depends on how early she has to be almost 40 at least.
Aging like Dark Gift is messed up. Oof.
Oh man, there's another one.
Oh, look at Dark
Yeah.
Gift for fuck's sake, says Raptor.
Don't look at Dark Gift. Save yourself.
All right. She's 40 now. I just looked up. Oh no, I should have read the rest of that.
So it's just all of it. It goes on. The description of his case, which is very reads a lot like what is in the complaints, which is a lot of bullshit.
What is that in horse years?
I don't know what horse ears are.
I don't know.
So we did a bunch of tests. So basically, it comes down to Preston is a little wacky. He's paranoid. He thinks everybody's out to get him, and he could use therapy. Basically.
I agree. I agree he could use some therapy.
But he says like he has a generalized anxiety disorder. Well, duh, you could have told that like just by looking at him, when he first showed up. But, is that because does he have generalized anxiety disorder because of what happened to him over John Lamont being called a pedophile or being called a child pornographer, or is he just generally angsty? I think he's just generally angsty. My opinion.
I think angsty and anxious are two different things, Vicky.
Yeah. Yeah, so the exhibits, they only have 2 videos, and I can pretty much guess which ones they are.
Are they my video?
I would say that since it involves Ethan, that it's probably some clip that Preston has of something, probably like the deep dive video clip that he uses. It's out of context, and probably just the video from our live stream, unless it's one video in 2 parts, and then it's probably just our live stream.
Yeah. Spectre says, I'm gonna read this.
Yes.
I could tell he had generalized anxiety disorder even before seeing any mention of his wife gaping his asshole and him sucking his own shit off the strap-on she did it with. Both of those things happened.
Both of those things did happen.
Both of those things did happen.
Hey,
probably
so
just
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a morgue comment, Vicky. Maybe you should
I apologize, Morg. I
cool
have
it.
a very, very small screen.
He says he's probably just paranoid because he's had too much Nick Ricada parenting powder, also available from Midnight Cherry TV's official product line. And then we have ew, brother, ew. Akuma says, well, I was eating. Oh. Akuma, you can blame Dean for bringing it up, says my lawyer.
Always blame Dean. It's a good rule of thumb.
EVS versus PP is BPD versus BPD. I don't know what BPD is. What is it?
Bipolar personality disorder.
Oh.
Right?
Well, okay then. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Spectre, I'm facing a drug charge. Can I get you legal counsel?
All right, so all of these motions that were filed basically come down. We have what is a big problem for Mr. Karanos, the Greek strip mall lawyer, and for Preston Poulter. Is on January 29th, Van Sciver by his counsel served plaintiff with a second set of requests for admissions. A true and complete copy of those requests for admissions is attached to this memorandum. To date, plaintiff has not responded to said request for admissions and thus is deemed to have admitted all factual statements contained in those requests for admission pursuant to New Jersey court rule. Further, a video excerpt of the YouTube broadcast at issue in this case, containing the commentary in which Van Sciver made the comments alleged to be defamatory by plaintiff, is admitted by the parties to be accurate and admissible at trial. So basically what you have is you have Karanos not complying with discovery, which is what I'm guessing happened a lot here. There were 5 requests for extensions of discovery, something like that, 4 or 5 in this case alone. And I don't know if that's because Karanos is just lazy and not doing it, or if it's because Poulter isn't cooperating. I don't know. But it happened in the Texas case too, remember? Like they never
Discovery was non-existent in the case because nobody requested anything.
Yeah. Yeah, but even then, they still weren't giving anything until like the last minute.
Yeah, when we finally, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Raptor Peasant says, I can't even afford an emoji.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that is sad.
But that's okay. I probably couldn't either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want, man, it'd be dope if Poor Raptor Peasant could be a channel member. Then they'd still be somehow look like they had more money than actual Raptor. Who's not a member on any channel. I want to point that out. Raptor doesn't support any channels. Next time you see Raptor, shove it in his face that he's a poor.
Is he a poor?
He is a poor.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's sad.
That's all right. I'm a poor as well.
Vicky, don't. Why would you give that to him? I'm trying to rub it in his face that he's a poor. Jesus Christ. The fuck?
You can only
Vicky?
abuse the chat so much, Dean. I have to like try and keep him here somehow.
Did someone say clout? Says Clout Raptor Jesus? Oh no.
Oh,
We've been invaded. Oh shit.
Thank you, Chris Stanley.
Oh god damn it. We got Raptor is now a fucking member. God damn it. God damn it. Raptor has never paid me for all the clout he owes me. Okay, so we got it. Unfortunately, unlike usual, I can't see all the people that were gifted a membership, but I see Raptor now has a membership. I see Hen now has a membership. I see Brian Chris Gow now has a membership. I see yeah, Raptor just gifted 5 memberships. Okay, so he's not a poor.
Thank you very much, you guys.
If somebody wants to name all the people that were gifted memberships, I don't know if you can see it on your end. I can't see it on my end because we're using StreamYards. But I do see, oh, hey, shit. Angela is now a member. I see Brian Christgau is now a member. I see
Richie
Oh.
Dupe is now a member.
Richie Dupe is now a member, and the Richie 2 is now a member.
Darren Wagner, Nay for Pay.
Nay for Pay, which is a play on Mandy Summers.
Because we need more of those. We do. That was not sarcasm. That was like sheer honesty.
Unfortunately, poor Raptor Peasant is not a member.
Aww.
Still a poor. I got money. I'm Russian. Sorry, Vicky.
No, you're fine. So I'm gonna move on into these motions and lemonade. So they each filed 3. Preston's the first.
Dean respects the pay pigs less. You've all been tricked.
Yep. He didn't respect any of you anyway, and it just went down a level. So this one from Poulter is about the trademark. Now, the counterclaim about the trademark was raised. That was Ethan's first filing. It should be noted Ethan's second filing was a request for default judgment because Poulter's attorney had not answered the counterclaim. Okay. And they actually haven't addressed it at all this entire time. Apparently, according to Ethan's filings, there's been no discovery. There's been absolutely nothing about the trademark.
Wait 1 second, Vicky. Bubba Fett just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Bubba
You're going to want me to
Fett.
look this up too.
Yes, if you could name off the people.
Mike McMahon, Matt Barr, Emily Kruger,
Nice.
Rockahoe,
Nice.
and I'm missing the last one. It just skipped. And Linkovich Chomovsky.
Nice. Who is lurking? I have not seen Linkovich say shit. Out all the lurkers.
No, he's a lurker. That's the only way to do it.
Remembering.
Yep. Thank you for the memberships. It outs the lurkers. So they haven't offered a defense really for any of this stuff. They haven't done anything. And now in the pre-trial filings, the one that they usually discuss the morning of trial, he says, oh, by the way, that counterclaim shit, 1, you shouldn't even be talking about it, Judge. And 2, that's being handled by the USPTO. Well, that's not exactly right, because there is nothing in the filings at the USPTO regarding Preston Poulter's pirating of Ethan Van Sciver's trademark. Nothing. This case could finish. Preston Poulter can lose his cancellation of the trademark. Ethan will still have it, and Preston would not be slapped around by the USPTO for ever having used it, because it's not part of that case. 2, it's irrelevant that it's still in front of the USPTO and the cancellation is going on, because at the time before the cancellation, before October of that year, when Preston Poulter filed the cancellation, he was already using Ethan Van Sciver's trademark after the USPTO said, fuck you, it's too much like a mark that is already owned. Right? And states do have an interest in trademark and copyright. To suggest that they don't, I think is kind of stupid.
Well, what's stupid is that the only time you can bring up a trademark dispute in the in state courts is when it's a countersuit, and they did exactly that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? To say that they don't have jurisdiction, that's literally the only time they have jurisdiction in a trademark suit. At least that's my understanding.
Yeah, that's my understanding as well. We could both be wrong.
Yeah, but to say they don't have jurisdiction, that's literally the time where they can do it.
Right. I mean, because what would happen, I mean, you could say, all right, well, we're going to put off that part of the case until after the USPTO decides. That makes sense, right? See what happens with the cancellation, put off the counterclaim until after. That's still probably going to go on for another year unless I don't foresee Preston winning his motion for summary judgment. So at least one of the claims will probably still go through the end. I'll have to do another video, complete video about the trademark. But yeah, so that's not going to be over for at least another year and a half. But to sit there and say, yo, we're not gonna do anything about this. We don't want you to do anything about this in your courtroom. Had to have the judge had to have gone, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no fucking way. Because I'm not a lawyer, but it seems to me that he would have had to make a motion for jurisdiction at some point along the way instead of just saying he can't argue about his own fucking counterclaim, which is its own lawsuit in and of itself. That just seems like really bad law to me. But like I said, I'm not a New Jersey strip mall lawyer. So
Yeah.
you didn't even listen to anything I just said, did you, Dean?
I was contemplating walking away and smoking a cigarette.
I know. I'm pretty much, I'm not going to go through all of it, but there is one thing that I do want to share.
This
And
was the big one.
This is the big one. This goes back to last year, I believe. And it's the United States District Court of New Jersey, Ozcan Actus versus Mint Enterprise LLC. It's a civil action, opinion and order. This matter comes before the court on plaintiff's application for an award of fees and costs submitted pursuant to the opinion and order of October 20th, 2022. Defendants have filed no response to the application or otherwise objected to the reimbursement amount sought by plaintiff. The court has reviewed plaintiff's submission and for the following reasons awards plaintiffs $7,020 pursuant to the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. The October 20 order granted plaintiffs' motion for sanctions against defendants and their now former counsel, Christopher Karanos. This is Preston's Greek strip mall lawyer. Finding plaintiff entitled to an award of reasonable attorney's fees and costs incurred due to the defendant's failure to provide discovery as required by the orders entered April 21st and June 30th of 2020. The October 20 order stated the award would include time and expenses associated with preparing and filing the blah, blah, blah. Then we get down to the end where the judge does something quite unusual and he splits the sanction fee between the client and Mr. Karanos. So that was last year.
So it seems like Preston's lawyer doesn't like to
do his job, cooperate, actually get discovery, go over discovery, know what he's fucking doing with it. I guess not. So I imagine that this is yet another lawyer that's not going to get paid. Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably not.
What
Yeah,
a
so
good
this
show.
actually happened against the right before This all happened while Preston had hired him, I guess. Anyway, sorry.
Linkovich says, "Damn, a ninja can't even just listen while driving. Thanks for the membership, Bubba Fett." Oh man, no. I don't think we have much more.
Mm-mm.
I
That's all I
think,
got.
and she had everything, guys. I didn't do shit.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of it's just more of the motions that were filed. If you go to my video, there's links to everything if you want to just go check it out for yourself. There was this though. Preston's attorney wants this one is juicy. Okay. So many years ago, plaintiff and his ex-wife made a video of them having sex. After their divorce, the video found its way onto the internet. Defendant and his allies obtained the video and have repeatedly publicized it as part of their campaign to try and damage plaintiff's reputation and business. Plaintiff anticipates they will attempt to do so again in this trial, as defendant did in public forums when talking about plaintiff. All right, okay. I just have to say that everything Preston just allowed his attorney to write is a complete and total fucking lie. Okay? So Preston and Abby were making pornos before they got married and after they got married. They had them on a fucking website. The website was owned and operated by Common Sense Press, which is what Preston Poulter uses to publish his comic books under. It's what he tried to claim the Comicsgate trademark under. So this whole they made one video that somehow got leaked like it was some kind of fucking revenge porn shit is such bullshit. All of the video clip that I used in my video was free. It was a free teaser it was like a little free teaser trailer that was available on his website. Never mind the shit he had people paying for.
It's a pornography company, says Nafer Pay.
It was a pornography company. And the reason they brought that up is because Preston, Ethan's attorney, brought it up in his talk about the forensic psychiatrist because, like Preston, what he didn't tell, like Preston didn't tell the forensic psychiatrist that he'd been abused as a child or, all this other stuff that had happened to him. We got thrown under the bus, by the way.
I wouldn't say thrown under the bus. We use the same argument.
We use the exact same argument.
Yeah. What is the difference between what I said versus what Ethan said? How can you
Yeah.
how can
How
you
do you
how do you split the monetary damage between what I said to what Ethan said?
what hurt
Who
you
says
more?
yeah, what hurt you more in the ass?
Right.
Probably your wife.
What hurt you more? The pornos being released or this video, or being called a child pornographer when you blame Ethan for all of it anyway?
Yeah. Now Spectre says this isn't the spicy one, Vicky. The spicy one is that Preston wants to bar EVS from being able to question the validity of his witness.
Yeah.
I'd say they're both pretty spicy.
That Centauro guy is something else. The psychiatrist, that they're all on really shaky ground. And none of that information, I don't think, was supplied to I don't know. It just I know they never gave a name of a expert witness to Dean until like the month before the trial when you guys went into mediation.
Okay, this whole Raptor thing is getting ridiculous. We have Lord Raptor Pee-wee Juice. And it says, "Hello, I am coming." Penis juice.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
That was just
and what's
gross.
happened? Dude, I got Tourette's.
Oh, yeah. So Cecil got kicked off of Indiegogo. I don't know why. I still haven't seen anything to show why. But I don't know if his I don't know if his campaign was up yet or if it was in the it hasn't gone up yet stage, but it's on Indiegogo. They kicked him to the curb. JDA got kicked to the curb by fucking Kickstarter. They said, "Goodbye, no more. We don't want your ass around here." He tried to blame Marvel and DC comic pros for complaining to Kickstarter, and he also tried to blame Ethan. So JDA's
But
all
does
over
he
the
have any
place.
proof of any of it?
He doesn't have any proof of any of it, periods. But, he's gonna blame everybody that he can depending on which audience he's talking to. Yeah.
That seems.
That's the only
nice.
thing I've caught that's been going on. But yeah, the
Yeah.
JDA thing is pretty fucking funny, and nobody deserves it more than John Delarose. Nobody. Let me
Well, I
fucking
think
tell
it's like
you.
if you're just gonna blame people, it's like I can't really feel bad for you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like
I just
it
can't.
was Marvel and DC, but why?
Why? Well, they don't give a fuck about your comic that you sell less than 2,000 copies of, bro. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like he's not. That is just an amazing thing. Yeah. But I don't know why
Yeah.
Kickstarter got rid of him.
He was kicked off of Indiegogo for doxing, specifically Liam.
But also Liam's grandmother.
Yeah, well, it's because he was living with her, or that's the address he had on file. It doesn't, but it was Liam. Anyways.
But yeah, so real quick, so they had this
Oh God,
unexpected
there's more.
Oh, shut up. They had this unexpected settlement conference today. Anything could have happened. I don't know. Maybe the judge was like, "Fuck you all." Maybe they said you're gonna have to come to a settlement, and maybe it's going to trial next week. Who knows? I checked the website before the stream, and it hasn't changed. It's still on schedule. But if it does, I'll let you know.
So we're done?
We are done.
We're done. Holy shit. We made it through, guys.
Thank you to everybody who bred piglets tonight. We appreciate it.
Yeah, that was super dope. We
Yeah.
got 15. Woo! 15 pay pigs tonight. I would like to thank Hardar, Chris Stanley. I'd like to thank Lord Raptor Jesus. And I'd like to thank Bubba Fett.
Bubba Fett.
Chris Stanley and Bubba Fett have been members of the channel since like I know Bubba Fett was the first member. Chris Stanley's pretty much been a member since the beginning. And Raptor is now a member. And hopefully he stays a member, and I'll shame him if he doesn't. But no, seriously, thanks everybody. It was great. Fuck you, Hen. You're a pay piglet again. And also, thanks to all the members. We have members like Morg, who's been a member since the beginning. Lorenzo is a member now. Michael Dieci, I think, has been a member for a little while. I'm just naming people that come up. Matt Barr is now a member. Seriously, thank you everybody. Nafer Pay's now a member. That's awesome. First time they're in the chat. What a beautiful name. The Richie Q. Dean has the longest goodbyes. That's true. St. Patrick T's been a member for a little while now. I hate my membership, says Michael. But thank you all. And we will see you probably next week. I'm going to be here in Texas for about 2 weeks. I'm taking time away from work. Darren Wagner is now a member. which is also very awesome. But yeah, so I'm gonna be here in Texas for about 2 weeks, taking some time visiting my parents. But I am now able to stream.
So we'll do
Oh no,
another low
they
rent
canceled
stream.
hers. Fuck. What's up?
So we'll do another low rent stream
Angela.
next week.
Angela is now a member. Yeah, that we will. Angela is now a member. That's also very awesome. And to the rest of you, I guess fuck off. I don't know where I was going with this.
I don't either. Good
I
night,
mentioned how
everybody.
awesome it is that these people are members. And if you're not a member, no, I'm joking. Thank you all for just showing up, because that's really, really cool. I really appreciate it. And God damn, why am I being nice to the chat?
I don't know. I'm wondering myself. Maybe saying your mom was good
I guess
for
I'm
you.
just feeling. Yeah, I guess I'm just feeling happy. So, anyways, thank you all, and we will see you all next week.
Good night, everyone.